Please be seated. Before we begin, we have one request. Please refrain from conversations so all speakers can be heard tonight. Welcome, seniors, families, staff, and board members. My name is Patty Mason, and I'm the principal of Charleroi Area High School. I am honored to welcome you to the 2020 Charleroi Area High School graduation ceremony. The ceremony is shortened this year to allow time for an intermission to switch guests and disinfect the stands. Per the governor's new executive order issued today, you must wear a mask if you are within 6 feet of a non-family member. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce Senior Class President Jamie Protz.
Thank you, Dr. Mason, for the kind introduction. An author unknown once said, "When you face difficult times, know that challenges are not sent to destroy you, they are sent to promote, increase, and strengthen you." As the president of the class of 2020, I shared this quote with my fellow classmates through the school website near the beginning of the pandemic for encouragement in hopes it would ease the transition into online learning. Because everyone's spirits needed to be lifted during this unusual time, this quote highlights a word that easily describes what our Charleroi High School class of 2020 possesses: perseverance. By definition, perseverance means persistence in doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving success. In our current circumstances and throughout this pandemic, we have had no choice but to persevere. Perseverance was demanded when school as we knew it was canceled for 2 weeks, then indefinitely, leading to the online learning adjustment. Despite not going to school every day for classroom learning and interaction with our friends, our class has remained positive and just as dedicated to finishing our high school chapters positively. With that, good evening and welcome to the Charleroi Area High School Class of 2020 commencement ceremony. My name is Jamie Protz, and I am honored to be speaking tonight as the president of the class of 2020. I would like to thank all of our supporters in attendance tonight, including our families, friends, teachers, administrators, coaches, and community members. I, along with many of you gathered here for this event, may have been uncertain as to whether or not our achievements would receive the proper recognition. In no way did any of us expect to not attend our last prom, nor did we expect to miss our last baseball, softball, and track seasons. We have missed the making of our final memories in our high school chapters. Never did we realize the jeopardization of a graduation ceremony, one that we have been looking forward to since starting kindergarten. Although these events did not turn out as we may have planned, today we are thankfully here to celebrate our achievements. Not only has our class faced the COVID-19 pandemic, but we have also faced and overcame many challenges throughout the years. Just like the transition into online learning, we were fully prepared to transition from being children in elementary school to middle school where we became teenagers. These steps were important advancements toward high school, where we have successfully become young adults preparing for our next chapters. Sometimes Charleroi students are not given the credit they deserve from those outside our small community. That said, we have defied these opinions by setting numerous sporting records in football and boys soccer, by inducting 12 students from the class of 2020 into National Honor Society, and through establishing a new level of positivity through various clubs and activities. I am especially proud to be the president of the class of 2020 Executive Committee, who generously donated over $5,000 to organizations within our community to help combat the struggles associated with the COVID-19 pandemic. It is statistics like these that truly represent our class. By being dedicated, optimistic, selfless, and by realizing that if we work together despite any hardship, success is inevitable for each and every one of us. I have been so proud to represent the class of 2020. You all have motivated me to want to do more and to want to be better. I hope that, even in a small way, I have done the same for you. Congratulations, class of 2020. Good luck and continue to portray the positive spirit of chivalry in all you do. It is now my honor to introduce the class of 2020 salutatorian, Caitlin Wagner.
Thank you for the introduction, Jamie. How do people react when things don't go their way? Some people get angry, some get emotional, some take action, while others shut down. Walt Disney once stated, "All the adversity I've had in my life, all my troubles and obstacles, have strengthened me." You may not realize it when it happens, but a kick in the teeth may be the best thing in the world for you. CHS Class of 2020, we've been kicked in the teeth. Good evening and welcome to the Charleroi High School Class of 2020 commencement ceremony. My name is Caitlin Wagner and I am honored to be the salutatorian of this year's graduating class. To all of the family, friends, faculty, administrators, and community members who are in the audience, we are extremely grateful to have you. As you can imagine, these were not the circumstances we pictured 13 years ago when beginning our academic careers. At one point in time, we all imagined what our school experiences would look like, and I can say with confidence, no one in the class of 2020 was prepared for the way our high school years would conclude. Thinking back to our elementary days, no one knew the friendships we would build, the memories we would make, the experiences we would have, or how high school would end in such an unusual way. The year was 2007. We were 5 or 6 years old starting kindergarten. Some of us were excited, some of us were scared. But we all knew life was going to be very different from that day forward. For me, I remember Mrs. Pepper greeting me at the door with a smiling face and kind words. I remember Dance Dance Revolution in gym class with Mr. Corin, PTA skates, class parties where Mr. Rice would play the guitar, and the Halloween parade with Mrs. Pavelko. At the time, life felt carefree. Time stood still, and days were filled with math ball with Mr. Agati, games of 7-Up, soccer practice, and playing Webkins. We spent 6 years in the elementary school, learning, building friendships, and preparing for our futures. I was lucky enough to meet my best friends in elementary school, and they have remained constants throughout the ups and downs of my life. As we transitioned out of elementary school, we celebrated our success with the fifth grade picnic and award ceremony, and we started to think about life beyond our elementary walls. We began middle school like we began elementary, ready to embrace a challenge. Middle school brought new classes, new teachers, a new building, and lockers. We were no longer with the same classmates all day. While exploring new interests, we became more independent by joining clubs, learning new languages, and by volunteering within the community. For me, these days were filled with endless sleepovers, sports practices, student council trips, and begging my parents for an iPhone so I could text my friends. I began to connect schoolwork to the real world, designing a menu for Miss Dezak's math class where we had to create a budget, tracking the stock market for Mrs. Lash's class, and growing beans in Mrs. Furman's social studies class. School became more challenging with the introduction of subjects like algebra and earth science. As we progressed through middle school, our focuses went away from childish things, and we began to focus on who we wanted to become as adults. High school began and ended in the blink of an eye. Entering high school as the class of 2020, we could not wait for all the fun and new experiences it had to offer. We could now attend Friday night football games and be a part of the student section. Some of us may even be playing in the game, in the band, or cheering after years of waiting. We had pep rallies and assemblies, band concerts and musicals, dances and proms. We laughed, celebrated, and created lasting memories. We joined clubs and became active in causes that were meaningful to us. We did all of this while studying and working towards graduating. Years from now, when I think about high school, I won't remember how difficult a test was or how hard I studied. But I will remember laughing while playing quizzes games in Mrs. Pyatt's AP Bio, Mrs. Sav trying to make history class fun by cracking jokes and telling stories, droning on in homeroom to Mrs. Russo and her always lending an ear. And I'll remember Mr. Cotton taking me under his wing and the countless hours he spent trying to convince me to become an engineer. And I'm sorry to say that after 4 years, the answer is still no. For me, high school memories will also include the hours I spent on the soccer field and basketball court. I've been playing sports all of my life, but in high school I realized it was more than that. I learned valuable life lessons, like how to be part of a team and how to develop a strong work ethic. Through it all, I made lasting friendships that most likely would not have occurred had we not been teammates. Years from now, I will think back to my friendships. They have played an important role in my life as I continued through high school. We supported each other, we laughed with each other, we relied on one another. We spent countless hours texting, hanging out at each other's houses, going to sporting events, and making trips to anywhere and everywhere together. We didn't always agree, but we always had each other's backs. My friendships were the heart of my high school experience. Now that high school has come to an end, I know that it will forever shape me as an individual. It is because of my teachers, and even more because of my friendships, that I have discovered my path, determined my future, and have had more than a lot of fun along the way. So to my teachers, thank you. To my friends, I will love you forever. And to my classmates, you all have made these years the best 4 yet. To my soccer coaches, I would like to say thank you for never giving up on us. We were small and inexperienced, but you were patient and understanding. You helped us understand that everything is not about winning. You helped us to realize it is about improvement. You will never know how much I appreciate you. To my basketball coaches, I would like to thank you for pushing us to become our best. Over the past 2 seasons, we have achieved more than we thought possible because of you. Coach Hornack, thank you for bringing your enthusiasm for basketball to our team. 2 claps for you. Coach Tillman, thank you for recognizing that the little things are needed to make a team. Uniquely, I had the opportunity of having my dad as a coach. Dad, although there were times where I wish we left the game in the gym, I will forever be thankful for this experience with you. I have been lucky to receive an immense amount of support from my family over the last 13 years, and I know they will continue to support me throughout my future endeavors. I would like to recognize my grandparents for being at all of my sporting events and for making me feel special and loved my entire life. I would like to thank my brother, Will, for making me laugh and almost making us late to school on a weekly basis. Make sure you get up a little bit earlier next year. Most of all, I would like to thank my mom and dad. Thank you for showing me how important family is, for taking me around the world to show me learning is not just from a textbook, and for being my biggest role models. You have worked tirelessly to make life for Will and me the best it could be. We are extremely grateful, and although we test your patience sometimes, we love you. To my dad, thank you for showing me just how exciting life can be. You introduced me to sports and traveling, you brought home our first dog, and made every day an adventure. Most importantly, you taught me how to be strong and to be brave enough to face my fears. Thank you, Dad. It isn't always easy having your mom work where you go to school. However, I would not have wanted it any other way. I would not be the person I am today without my mom, so thank you, Mom. Thank you for teaching me how to be caring, how to enjoy the little things, and for always knowing how to cheer me up. I have learned so much from you, and I am forever grateful to you. Class of 2020. Looking back on our first day of school, it is very much like today. Some of us are excited for what is to come, some of us scared, and some of us emotional about the ending of this chapter of our lives. However, we are all ready for the rest of our lives to begin. We have all had experiences throughout these past 13 years that shaped us. Some of us will remember teachers and the impact they have had. Others will remember their experiences with coaches that molded us, not only as athletes, but as people. Regardless, these years together have made us into the people we are today. No matter how hard we worked or how prepared we thought we were, the one thing nobody was prepared for was the pandemic that abruptly ended our senior year. If you know me, you know I have a love for all things Disney, and this quote by Walt Disney has continuously spoken to me during this time. Around here, however, we don't look backwards for very long. We keep moving forward, opening up new doors and doing new things. And curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. This event will stay with us forever, and it will have an impact on the rest of our lives. Class, we may have been kicked in the teeth, but we persevered and kept moving forward. I am so proud to be part of Charlotte Area High School's class of 2020. We are strong and intelligent, and I know we will do great things in the years to come. Today, we say goodbye to our time at Charlotte High School, but we are not saying goodbye to the memories, friends, and experiences we have had. If I could change one thing from my high school experience, I would slow down and enjoy it just a little more. Like many of you, I was always looking forward to today. But now that it's here, I wish it would have spent more time in the moment rather than always looking forward to what is next. So Charlotte High School, I will miss you, I will remember you, and I will always be grateful to you. Congratulations, class of 2020. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you Charlotte Area High School's valedictorian of the class of 2020, Jonah Rushak.
I'd like to start off by thanking Caitlin. I actually never heard her speech yet because I missed all the speaking practices, but I thought it was really good. And I think there's something I can add to that. I never expected myself to be taking AP classes in high school, let alone 4 of them. It was a ridiculous experience for me that if you told my middle school self, I just would not have believed. I wrote this speech maybe a month ago. I think there's an elephant in the room that I didn't get to discuss in here that I'd like to discuss now. There was a brief period where our graduation wasn't going to take place here. It was going to take place in a parking lot and in 4 separate ceremonies. And I'd just like to thank the students in our class that went out of their ways to go to a school board meeting and to talk about their displeasement with the situation. For those of you who don't know me, I'm very passionate about chemistry. For me, the passion started with a very special moment in elementary school. While working on a merit badge with my Cub Scout troop, we met up with the high school chemistry teacher, Mr. Erico. He showed us all kinds of demonstrations that interested me, but 2 very special things truly captivated me. He showed me a periodic table for the first time. It was a strange array of boxes that I didn't understand, but I wanted to understand it. The other thing was that he lit my hand on fire, and you can imagine which one of those things captivated 11-year-old me more. Despite this early inspiration, I wasn't always a good student. Like most middle schoolers, I didn't want to do any schoolwork. I really just wanted to play Minecraft. However, in my 8th grade year, I had an amazing set of teachers who encouraged me to try harder in school. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have even been in honors classes my freshman year. This group of teachers made me realize I wasn't actually content with just riding through school. Because of their belief in my abilities, I began actually working to improve myself in the classroom. By the end of my freshman year, I was 6th in my class. This shocked me, but even at this point, it never occurred to me that I could be ranked higher. However, at this time, another important development was occurring in my life. I had finished my first season of track and field, and I wanted to make sure I was stronger and faster for next season. As I went into the off-season, training, working harder than I ever did for track, I began subconsciously applying this mindset to my schoolwork. I needed to push myself to my own breaking point to improve. By the end of my sophomore year, I was the school record holder in track and field and the valedictorian of my class. This was surprising, yet again, because somehow I didn't realize how working tirelessly on the track was pushing me to work diligently in the classroom. My 4x400 meter relay team during my sophomore year defined the pinnacle of my high school athletics. We had a ragtag team of guys in which I was the only 400 meter runner. Yet we beat Wash High in 3 races, broke the school record by 10 seconds, and placed 6th at Whitfields. During this time, I realized I wasn't alone. See, along the way, I saw many of my classmates working just as hard as I was. I was almost never alone when I was down at the track. My classmates are some of the hardest working people I've ever met. Fortunately for me, they're also some of the most accepting. This year, I decided to join the soccer team as a senior, and despite never having played, the guys were accepting of me and helped me learn the sport and were super encouraging. Looking back, I realized that these are the real highlights of high school, because in these moments, I grew to understand who my classmates truly were. We're all very different, following our own unique paths, yet when we need one another, whether in the classroom or as a teammate, we're always there. I'm very appreciative and proud of our 2020 class. We're a very sociable group, and I never felt alone. No matter what classroom I was in, there was always someone interesting to talk to. Moving on from high school, I hope we can look back at our time together as an important stepping stone towards our aspirations in life. Congratulations, class of 2020, and good luck.
Good evening. My name is Ed Zelich, and I am very blessed to be the superintendent of the Charleroi Area School District. Jamie, Kate, Jonah, your words were inspirational, and we thank you for leading the ceremony this evening. Mr. Wells, you're the board president of the Charleroi Area School District. I'm a certified officer in the state of Pennsylvania as a superintendent. And in accordance with the standards of the Pennsylvania Department of Education and the Board of Education, Mr. Wiltz, I am honored to present you the class of 2020.
Thank you, Dr. Zelich. By the authority invested in me by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and the Charleroi Area School District, I declare that the class of 2020 has met all requirements necessary for a high school diploma. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Staff members and board members, please join me for the presentation of diplomas. As each senior's name is read by Mrs. Toth, we ask that you limit applause so all names can be clearly heard.
Jonah, if you would lead your row to the front there, and we will begin handing out the diplomas. Introducing our valedictorian, Jonah D. Rushak. Class of 2020 salutatorian, Caitlin Victoria Wagner. These are our top scholars of the class of 2020. Olivia Marie Miller. Bella Marie Scoble. Her diploma is given to her by her mother, Heather Scoble. Danielle Lynn McLaughlin. Samuel Ronald Leonetti. Zachary Tyler Summers. Abigail Marie Rakes. Her diploma is given to her by her mother, Debbie Rakes. David John Surzin. Jamie Lynn Protz. Emma Grace Stein. Caleb Robert Hutchin. Caleb will be serving his country in the National Guard. These are your top scholars of the class of 2020. Liberty Rose Addis. Kaylin Anise Armbruster. Jaden T. Austin. Joshua Andrew Austin. Angelia Lillian Babarad. Cato Banks, Carl William Barker. Madison Lee Bennett. Elena Page Biles. Taylor Renee Bournes. Elizabeth Grace Bridge. Aaron Jacob Briggs. James M. Kane. Joseph Michael Caruso, who will be joined by his grandfather Joe Caruso and his mother Holly Caruso. Brianna M. Cheplick. Ethan Chase Catalupe. Alexander Westfall Conrad. Amanda Elizabeth Cook. Legend Giovanni Davis. Justin Allen Day. Zeke DeVitas. Andrew Thomas Eccles. Adio Joseph Feardagel Jr. Ashley N. Foster. Madison Marie Gatus. Sierra Eve Gazai. Zane K. I. Gilmer. Nicholas A. Goodwin. Christopher Lee Harps, Jr. Benjamin Thomas Hawk. Jessica Page Heikala. Sydney Grace Hurley. Leo Santo Bruno Icavangelo. Corbin Michael Igo. Alexia Lee Johnson. Elijah Seth Jones. Paige Lynn Jones. Mariana Nicole Kalfas. Taylor Paige Kennedy. We are now at the halfway point of the ceremony, and we'll take an intermission to switch guest groups. Will the guests in the stands please quickly exit the stadium and return to your vehicles? After the seats are disinfected, the second group of students will enter the stadium and we will resume the ceremony.
Good evening. My name is Patty Mason, and I'm the principal of Charleroi Area High School. I am honored to welcome you to the second half of the 2020 Area High School graduation, Charleroi Area High School graduation ceremony. Per the governor's new executive order issued today, you must have a mask on if you are within 6 feet of a non-family member. We will now return to the diploma presentation for the second half of our senior class. Staff members and board members, please join me for the presentation. As each senior's name is read by Mrs. Toth, we ask that you limit applause so all names can be clearly heard.
At this time, I would ask Jace Kepich to lead his row to the track. Jace Patrick Kepich. Sean C. King. Adam David Koslowski. Dominic Joseph Kostelak. Jonathan William Catellis. Noah M. Lacarte. Dakota Olympia Lassick. Haley Shanna Lehue.
Hey, son. It's your mama. Mama misses you.
Samantha Ray Mavilla. Mariah Faith Maley. Evan Alexander McGuire. Hunter Dylan Magella. Jake Charles Messner. Jesse Charles Messner. Angelina Marie Mendez. Braden William Mahalson. Mark William Moscow Jr. Colin J. Moyard. Timothy Alexander Moyard. Malik D. Nails. Jesse James Olivieri. Natalie Ray Ondulik. Brianna Rose Painter. Dominic Anthony Pellegrini. His diploma is being given to him by his mom. Makendra Marie Pendleton. Tyler N. Perot. Austin Ray Pringle. Josie Lynn Protz. Joseph Charles Ramsey. Lance Everett Ramsey. Amir Rose Charlene Reed. Jonathan D. Fleming, receiving his diploma from his mom, Tracy Fleming.
Yeah, Amir, go ahead.
Keaton T. Riley, who will be receiving his diploma from his aunt, Tracy Fleming. Curtis Todd Risky. Tori Elizabeth Rocca. Taylor Renee Roraba. Alex Lee Rongus.
Okay, George.
Marcus Salvatore Rosado. Tanner Jacob Shepard. His diploma is being given to him by his mom, Shelley Shepard. Dylan Cade Shepler. Riley Theodore Skibicki. Tyree K. Smiley. Cameron Matthew Smith. Cameron John Soderholm. Sarah Aquila Stitch. Levi Allen Thorpe. Layla Marie Tomlin. Emma Nicole Valla. Amelia Rose Vandergraft. Cameron Curtis Weaver. Mason James Wheatley. Carter James Williams. McKenna Mary Janet Williams. Michael Withers.
Not you.
I should have mentioned when Carter came across that he will be serving the United States in the U.S. Army. Sorry, Carter. Jonathan Taylor Willett. Alexandria Diane Wood. And last but certainly not least, Cullen Scott Witovich. Let's give a hand for the entire class of 2020.
Love you, Ed. Love you, Tim. Yeah. Okay. Yes, sir. You did it, guys.
Will the senior class president, Jamie Protz, please come forward?
Please rise, class of 2020. As a symbol to our community and those we have yet to meet, we will now complete the turning of our class rings. This action is a symbol to the world and those we have yet to meet that we are graduates of Charleroi Area High School. And now, as a final action of the class of 2020, we will move our tassels from right to left to signify to the community, family, and friends that we have graduated.
This is it. Celebrate. Let's go. Woo! Let's have another hand for the class of 2020. You have so much to celebrate. Zach and Sam are
now, do we leave?
I guess. Yeah, this sauce that we leave.
All right, I'm out.
You got any like pictures for the website? I'll put them on. Okay.
Just hit each other with the chairs.
See you, JD.
I'm out of here. It's time to go.
Don't! We did it!
Yes, girl. Yes, girl. It's Nelson. Good prize, Jam. Yeah.
Oh my God! Yeah, let's do it. Let's go.
Well, there's been plenty of victories in this stadium.
Joey!
You did it.
He